anything that's come up that you have been working on, maybe with a family member or a client, anything that has come up, or a breakthrough, or something that has happened.
A quick question, do you have any ideas how long we're planned to meet today?
Probably about an hour and a half.
Okay, thank you.
Looks like, yeah. Yep. So is anybody working with other people besides themselves? I mean, it's great to work on ourselves first, and that's where we all start, you know, working on ourselves. But what I did is I worked with my parents. You know, my dad had Alzheimer's, my mom dementia, so I don't even know if they knew I was doing it, you know, but I could see the improvement. And then the people at the care facility said they were giving me comments about, you know, my dad looked the healthiest one there. His color was all back and stuff like that. And so I'm getting feedback going, okay, so something's happening. This is good. So that was my experience where I started, you know, using my skills a lot from there. So any, you know, any family member or clients, you know, if you have your own business and so forth already, and or you can just say, hey, I would like to use you for a case study. And if you can give me a testimonial at the end, you know, to do a clearing on you. And then that way you can build up reviews, you know, for people that you can use for proof that this has worked for other people. So that's a good way to do it too. You can call it a case study, and then tell them what you're going to do. I'm going to do like a vitality, you know, energy session for you. And then just let me know, you know, any difference, any changes, any improvements. If you could give me a little testimonial, that would be great. So that's a great suggestion. That's a good way to get started, because testimonials and reviews from other people are what is going to be beneficial for you in the long run. The longer the list, like, well, for shows that you go on, for example, if you're going to go on any type of shows or be interviewed, they're going to ask you, do you have some testimonials? Do you have something that you can share? Other people have improved and so forth. So just kind of a FYI, the sooner you start collecting that information, the better for you. So Rosemary may or may not be here. I know she's in a different time zone, London, I believe. And so we are recording, so we will go ahead and get started with today's clearing. I did send a PDF to you yesterday, and that's what we're going to use to look at today. I've got slides here, and we'll start. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty.
I think Marlene just disappeared. Can you see?
Okay, looks like it got stuck there. Okay, yeah, it got stuck there. Sorry about that. I have so many windows open. I probably should have shut half of them down here first. Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen, and we'll get going. So this is going to be a good upgrade for you today for your frequency of vibration and connection. Divine connection is what we're going to be working on. So this is the things that would be blocking our frequency. So where you're starting out at, it's all individual for everybody, right? We're all a little different. So no matter where we are on this scale, and the scale can actually go much higher than 1,000. This is just some person's idea of what enlightenment really is, but it can go way past 1,000. So your healing abilities get better when you're up at the top of this scale, where it does say enlightenment 700. Around 700, that's when things start speeding up for you. a lot, right? So you're able to do healings a lot quicker, and things just start happening a lot faster for you. So healers are generally in like the 700 and above range. So that's what we're going to do today, is to get you geared up.
So what's the group's frequency of vibration?
On average, yeah, let's check on average what it is for the whole group, and that would be including Rosemary. Let's check, excluding myself. So I'll just put you in your group here. Let's see. I'm getting like 475.
Okay.
Which is not bad. I mean, 500, love or above, that's where people say, you know, that you want to be at love or above. And so that's perfect. I mean, you're in that flow that, you know, where things start happening, synchronicities, the things come to you, and you can actually just start allowing and receiving, right? Because that's where things happen like this, right? So, as a matter of fact, it's an illusion, really, of not allowing and not receiving. It's an illusion. So, and working hard, and you know, yeah, you can't get something for nothing. There's no free lunch. That's all wrong. It's not true. It's easy. It can be much easier for most people. We've been fooled into believing that these things, you know, you have to put in a hard day's work to get a fair, you know, day's pay, right? That's the old the mindset and the work ethic and so forth. And I know what that's about. I've worked hard all my life, really, and have gotten taken advantage of the fact that I've worked hard, you know. So different jobs that I've had where, oh, give it to Marlene, she'll get it done, you know. It's like, okay, fine, but and why do I have to do all the work? You know, because I have a good work ethic. So I've seen my niceness taken as a weakness and so forth. So, but whereas now the things that I require, I just put it out there. I just put it out there that these are the things that that I require and you know, I deserve. And I see them come. You know, I may even have something like, for example, on my wallpaper on my phone, I'll put a note, you know, on the wallpaper that says, you know, every time you look at your phone, then it'll tell you, you know, what it is that you're going for. Well, it's like, I didn't even do anything action-wise other than that was the action, and I put it out there, and it happened without me even, it was like I had it on my calendar. Okay, now I got to work on this. Well, I didn't even get to work on it, and it already started happening. And it all fell into place without me even really doing anything much more from there. Of course, a few little things, you know, but not the hard work that, you know, was probably would have required for most people. So I thought, this is incredible. I'll just keep putting stuff on my wallpaper on my phone from now on, or wherever, however you want to do it. You know, maybe a Post-it note on the mirror in your bathroom or something, or on your computer monitor, or wherever you see things, kitchen, refrigerator, or whatever. And then just intend now that things are going to start receiving, you know, you'll start receiving things. Things will be coming to you, and you're in the flow. That's what this purple area is, the flow. So the high energy. So letting go of the darkness, the density of the cells. So this is what we do with, what I do for clients with the healings that we've already learned, plus the healings that we do in certification level 2, where we actually go into the body cells and start regenerating them. So we're able to then, you know, let go of the darkness, and more light comes in. We're putting in the beautiful healing light. And the more we do that, the more your frequency will raise that way too. So, so this is good, where we're starting today with all the clearings, those are the things that are blocking us from having a higher frequency of vibration. Now there's agendas from probably the beginning of this planet that have determined to keep humans down because that way they can be controlled, right? So humans came in with this elaborate, healthy, really evolved, enlightened blueprint. We really are that. And things were put into the blueprint to stop us. Different stops, curses, different dark agendas were put on the human in the blueprint to stop us. So that's what has happened. So it's our job to identify what those are and let those go. Okay, because we are not that. We are not that limited version of humanoid machine, whatever they want us to be. We are very, very powerful. And I find that growing daily for myself. So, and I know for other healers too. So for yourselves, with this clearing and with this activation that we're going to be doing today, it's going to definitely benefit you going forward to be more powerful healers. Okay, so so let's get going. We have quite a bit to get working on, and we're going to be doing this for ourselves here today. I'm going to be working on the clearings with you, but while we're going through it, you can just do the basic, hand movement that we've learned, that basic swirl movement, unless it says differently. I think there is some difference in here, like the shooting dice. That would be this one. Just kind of like shoot, like you see it just shooting down the line, this beautiful gold energy shooting right in. That's another one that we'll be doing here today. So, so just keep that in mind, and then we'll move along. So yes, this is me. Welcome. Let's get the PDF up here too. So yeah, we're going to be working on the frequency of vibration upgrade from density to the level of, well, we're already around love, but we want to go joy, bliss, pleasure, enlightenment, right? That's where we're headed. And we're going to be doing a brain frequency reset to upgrade, to transform lower vibration emotions, where we could be stuck in the brain around that. And then we're going to clear bloodline around any painful family influence, influential tendencies that could be stopping us here too. So welcome. And so what are we missing? So many people can't remember pleasure or bliss, or they sometimes, anything that goes, it might go away with age, that's what a lot of people may be feeling. However, what they're essentially feeling are these stops and limitations. A lot of people maybe in their 20s or 30s, they're too busy raising family or working and so forth. Maybe they don't realize it. And maybe they do have a lot more energy too. But a certain period of time, some people just like, okay, is this all there is? I'm not, I'm not being the whole person that I thought I would be by now, or my energy just kind of peters out at the end of the day, or, I'm aging and I'm not seeing the benefits of what I've put into my life. What's going on? Well, a lot of people may question it, but then they can also allow an aging process to start materializing in their lives. And a lot of people have bought in with the group mind, call it maybe group mind virus, because it's not beneficial, that they buy into, okay, well, my aunts and uncles are all aging, my grandparents aged, and then they die. And this is what I see. This is the progression. This is how the timeline looks in my family. So therefore, this must be true. I see it playing out on TV, other people's families. And so I guess I just buy into this program, right? So many, many people bought into that program, the aging and this is how it is program. And by buying into it, that's actually black magic, because what you say about yourself that's harmful to yourself is black magic. So you buying into it is not only buying into the group mind, but it's also black magic. It's against yourself, because now you've turned this into accepting it on your own, in your own field, in your own body. And it's not true. Maybe true for others, but it's not truth. Okay, so what's truth? We got to get to the truth. The truth is we are so more powerful than you could even imagine, probably. And that's the truth. So we've allowed these blocks, not knowing that we have, but this is how, you know, society has been. What are we missing, right? So a lot of people are missing things, but then a lot of people just kind of accept it and go on, you know. Well, we're not going to accept it. I didn't accept it. You don't have to accept it. So let's start out, first of all, with clearing any dark energies. Okay, so we want to clear any spiritual parasites and any dark energies. So let's do a clearing around that right now, so that if there's any here, and I'm going to check real quick for everybody. And
can I ask a quick question, Marlene?
oh, absolutely. Hi, Tracy.
Hi. Sorry, I was late. Hi, everybody. I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but when we first met and you were raising the vibration of the group, we got, you know, pretty high. So if we don't maintain that in terms of whatever we can do, meditation, eating right, keeping our thoughts high, the vibration will come down, right? Or the frequency will get lower progressively.
It can, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So as a group, we came down from where we had been. So I'm just wondering, what can we, you know, how long does it, how do we make it stay? Right.
Well, that's why we're working on this today, because there's a lot of blocks around that. So yes, you know, you can do your actions and outer, you know, lifestyle, and, you know, keeping your mind as neutral, if you know, instead of going into the fear and so forth. And that all is definitely things that you're still going to want to be aware of, for sure. Because I can go for a super high state, but I don't stay there all day, you know. That would take more concentration on my part, I guess. But I do plan to know and make that happen on a more regular basis. But you know, you could just kind of, what do you call it, immaterialize, I guess. The lighter you get, the light body you get, you know. So I do plan to stay human, I guess. So
right.
Within that fine line there, that's where I want to kind of be. But
keep enough density to keep the body, yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly, to keep in the 3D body while I'm still on 3D planet. Now, I understand that the dimensions are separating right now. So it's like people have chosen pretty much since 2012. They've been choosing their path, and by now, they're pretty much, everybody has chosen their timeline. So whether you're going to stay 3D, people are choosing that. People in fear right now, they're unfortunately in the density, mind, body, spirit, whatever, is not high enough for them to, I mean, if you're in the basement, you can give your point of view and opinion, but it's only going to be based on what's in the basement. You don't know what's upstairs or on the roof. You can't give opinions based on anything higher than where you're already at. And that's the limitation, and that's where the challenge is. That's where the challenge is with most people, because
they're limited by what they already know.
Yes, exactly. So we hear people saying things, but what they're saying is based on what they've heard other people say. Right. So they're just repeating things, or it's based on what they've learned in school or in a textbook. You know, you go to the dentist, it's like, oh yes, you need fluoride. Well, no, I don't. It's a neurotoxin. It can cause harm in the body. Well, no. Okay, but you just learned that in your textbook, right? Or what your teacher told you, right? Did you do a lot of extra research on it? No. So therefore, they're just spewing out the same stuff that they've heard from other people. So they're not even curious to reach a higher level. You know, I know a long time ago, it was all I had to know, you know, I had to research into things, and I had to get a higher perspective on what was really going on, because I couldn't accept that this was it. I could not accept it. So why is it that some people can't accept it, but other people are just fine? This is fine with, this is life. I'm, you know, enjoy it. Why don't you just go along with the flow? I can't. I have to know what else is there, you know. But so that's kind of a difference here, is knowing that there, you know, there is a different dimensional reality for people who are staying or choosing now to, I guess, stay in 3D versus people who are in 4D, and then some of us who are in 5D. Right, so this is going to be an activation that we're going to be doing here today around getting into the 5th dimensional frequency levels and so forth. So
it might be like, even we've done clearings for finances, or like there might be like a set point, even though we're all here and we presumably all want to be, you know, vibrating, you know, raise our frequency as much as is possible to stay here on the planet. And but it might come down because there might also be like a limiting program or a DNA problem or something in all these different places it could be blocked, that actually doesn't allow for the full expression of your wish to raise your frequency, perhaps.
Yes, exactly. As a matter of fact, we're going to check the set point, and maybe 457 is kind of a set point then as a group. Okay, yours might be higher or lower, but maybe that is the set point, kind of where you balanced out at. So that's a good point, Tracy. And we're going to go do some work in DNA too, to clear the set points.
Yeah, break through that ceiling or whatever.
Yeah, get out of the basement. Well, I don't think we're in the basement. We may be on the 2nd floor, but we want to go on the roof.
Let's see the view.
Yeah, let's push the elevator button and go all the way to the top. We're going to the penthouse. Woohoo! Yes, so very, very good questionings there. Yeah, so we're going to raise our frequency to a higher vibration in brilliance and light, 5th dimension elevation. That's the first, as a matter of fact, I'm going to start on that clearing for everybody right now. So clearing our field. Let's see if we're clear here.
So as we support the clearing by doing it as well, like do we just look at this page? Is it just sort of a point of practice? So I have it printed out. So I see the list of things that are involved in this clearing. So we could just look at, we don't have to read each one down the line. We're just looking at it and intending to clear all of these blocks, or?
Yes, but then I will also test each one separately. I mean, I might get 100% on, the total full clearing. Oh yeah, you're 99, 100%. But then when you go to bloodline, it's like, oh, wait, I'm only 59%. Yeah. So you
can start with the whole, but then you have to check each one to make sure it got done.
Yes. Right. Yep. And then work on the ones that are not clear yet. So some of them, oh yeah, that's clear. 100. Yep. Oh, that one, I got to still continue to work on that one. Yeah.
And for bloodline, do we have to know the interferences, the anchors and emotions? Do we have to look it up?
Well, that's what the list is.
Here. It's written here bloodline, but not the interferences.
Well, bloodline, yeah, let's see. So that's a good point. That's a good point. So bloodline, yes, then you can actually go back to your chart and look to see if there are any interferences with, you know, reptoids, archons, and so forth for bloodline. So a lot of times I put that all down here. See, like we do have the reptoid 5, archon 4.
Like all those are at the end. I was assuming you've sort of ordered it in a certain Like all those darker energies would be at the back or something.
Yeah, yes, they are. The dark energies, I always usually put it at the down here.
Okay.
Or you're not seeing my PDF, but yeah, at the bottom end of the list of things to do. However, that's a very good question, because I would say starting out, it'd be good to do the observation of, hey, you know what? It wasn't on the chart, but I'm finding that there's mechanisms here that is blocking in bloodline. So maybe that's why bloodline's not clearing quick enough or something. You know, you could make some observations yourself going forward, like, something's not clearing. What is it? You know, so if you're like coming back going, okay, bloodline 59%, let's look and see. Okay, oh, maybe there was resentment. I'm not clearing resentment all the way, and maybe it wasn't on the chart, which it is, but greed was another one. I don't see greed on here. Oh yeah, it is. Crushed greed is, it says crushed space greed, so that one had to have its own. Oh, some of these are on same line. Embarrassed, hurt, jealous, nervous, sick, that's all on the same line. So, and stress, neutrality, those are, yeah, so some of the emotions are on the same line. So, but yeah, excellent. You can come back to your amplification chart and carry on for the rest of it. So, okay, let's check energy again. Because we do want to clear your field, first of all, any entities, that anything that's not you, before going in and doing these clearings, so that we get it accurate, not only clearing, but a read as well. So yeah, I'm finding we're pretty clear here. So yeah. So let's move into then clearings to move from dense to brilliant vibratory frequency. Let's go to let's share the other PDF here. Okay. So this is the first clearing, like clearings to move from a dense state to a higher vibratory frequency, to go into fifth dimension. If we're still in fourth, perhaps maybe to get into that fifth dimension frequency and elevation, brilliance and light. So DNA is the first one, and then we want to get this to 100%, right? So if you just do the basic, I think, let's see here. Oh, this is shooting dice. Okay, so this is that shooting dice one. I thought it was different. Okay. So let's do that to 100%. So that's the shooting, you see, gold light. So you can just do this throughout the clearing. And DNA has not been a topic that we have covered in this level, but we can actually do, so I'm gonna see for the group how many DNA programs there are around, anything that may be blocking this ability for ourselves. And I'm getting that there's 7 programs. So you can just intend while you're doing this that you're sending in beautiful gold healing energy into that DNA program. All right, so just seeing it in your mind's eye, just kind of even just looking at that DNA strand, and you're just sending this beautiful gold healing energy down that DNA strand. Okay, so that's one way you can do it right now without knowing anything else about the DNA training. So just seeing that. So 7 is a group number, so maybe 1 for you. That's, yeah, I'm getting that there is 1 for you, maybe 2 for someone else. But just, you just do it until you find that you're 100% clear on it. So whether there's 1 or 2, doesn't matter. You can just clear it until you get to 100%. Like that DNA no longer, the program in DNA is no longer there, and it's no longer affecting me. I am at 80, 90, 100%, right? So let's see where we're at here. And then family DNA, there's 4. So I get those. We're about 74% the way here. So for bloodline, so that's everything in the blood, right? From generally the mother's blood, right? That you came through. So it's generally the matriarchal line. So if there's any reasons that they were stopped, anybody in the bloodline, this would be affecting it. And influence on the bloodline can go back many generations too. So like 30, 40 generations back. So let's see. Okay, so I'm getting we're about 12% clear now. So that's continuing. Lucifer stops. Of course, that's the quick one. We can just, it was a stop put into the blueprint, but it has been removed from the blueprint. So we just intend that that doesn't affect us. It's not even in the blueprint. All right, we're at 0. Soul contracts. Okay, so let's count what we're reading here. Now these are contracts that you've made somewhere along the line with some dark type influence to get some type of a benefit. And it can go back like 100 different lifetimes, right? So let's look at the number of soul contracts. About 211,230 as a group. So that can be in the millions though too. So that could be actually low for a whole group. So let's just, actually what I like to do with contracts, I may have said this before too, but I actually just rip it up. This doesn't affect me, and no, cancel, clear, delete. This is not happening. That was made in a different dimension. I no longer participate in that dimension. It's out of here. I'm getting that really cleared a lot. So let's check what there are now. What does everybody else get? The number of soul contracts that we might have gone down to right now. By just doing that. Anybody?
I got 35, so maybe that's too little.
No, yeah, I wanted some confirmation here because it really did go down to under 100. Yes, good, Tracy. Yeah, so we just canceled contracts. It doesn't affect me. Phew. I'm not going to sit here for 10 hours and shoot dice. No. So contracts and me, null and void. Whatever I made before in the past, that was totally gone. Okay, so now I'm getting 0. Demonic curses. So these are curses, again, that, dark energy that, that was put on us, right? And usually thought forms, that around being limited, right? It's meant to harm you, control you, the whole thing. So let's start clearing on that. And you can just null and void, cancel that out too, and put the energy into that, saying, I do not accept these curses. This is not mine. I am sovereign. And then that shifts the energy quite a bit. Because this was not supposed to be put on a sovereign human. Getting about 74% clear here, so we'll just keep that running. And evil spirit curses. Okay, so this is a person, so somebody else, you know, curses another person. Intentionally to cause some type of harm. So let's check here. And again, I am sovereign. I do not accept any curses from anybody. There was no permission granted for that. Curses, all curses be lifted and removed. All curses are let go. Complete. Finished. About 77% now for the whole group, so that's good. Keep that energy going too. Trauma is another one that comes up, and this is caused by some type of an event in this life, trauma in this life. So something that happened that if we did not complete this now, it could move into another lifetime and cause karma. Supposedly, that's the 3D duality program, right? And probably, you know, others of us have been in a loop of this duality program. Trauma in this life, unresolved, goes to a next life. Then you can start a cycle, a pattern of, oh, didn't resolve it in that life. Oh, well, comes up again a couple lifetimes later. You do it again, you know. It's the redo. A friend of mine, she calls it the recycle bin. Keep coming back and doing the same thing again and again. Just cancel again. Cancel that recycle bin. Woo! Yes. I'm no longer recycling. I'm going to choose if I'm going to come back and where I'm going to come back. I'm not going to buy into that recycle loop anymore. That karma, reincarnate, you know, against my desires. It's not happening. So, you know, when we leave the physical body, be very choosy about what happens when you leave. You know, if they're like, oh, come here, go through the blue light or the white light or whatever, just, again, look around and just go where you feel love. Like, it might even be behind you. Maybe it's a nice, beautiful, you know, blue light, like I said. So it could be, and then really it's, you're just calling on your higher self, please take charge here, and let's go to where I want to go this time. And ask for that guidance and assistance. And that's why it's great to have your higher self on board with you now, and get real acquainted with this, with your higher self. Have conversations very often with them and let them know that you're really appreciative of their assistance. You are acknowledging their existence, first of all, and then to ask them that they help you assemble a healing team. You can do this. So ask for your own healing team that you can call on to assist you when you're doing your, you know, case studies or your clients and whoever you're working on, to help you and to speed up the process and to apply, you know, healing that you may not even know enough to ask about to do. You know, maybe there's more there that we don't realize, and so we might not get the whole thing. So ask them to include all the other pieces that I may not be aware of. And so that can be a more complete healing for others. So yeah, get very acquainted now with your higher self so that when you do check out, that you're not in a confused state and just go where, you know, the rest of them go or whatever, but that you have a choice. And especially if you're a starseed, you came from another planet, why do you now have to continually come back to Earth when you were from somewhere else? Shouldn't you have the choice to go back there? Well, apparently we haven't been given that choice. A lot of people have been just earthbound now, like the Pleiades or whatever I was originally from. Maybe I want to go back there. You know, I'd like the choice, right? So I'm gonna choose now. People I know have made choices, and they actually have contacted these areas. And as a matter of fact, if you just you know, intend that you're sending a line of energy to your origination point and your origination family. I did that once. It was pretty enlightening, and I saw a family. I actually had a dog, Mimu or something like that. I wrote it down. It was so cute. The dog was lapping my face, just like, "Hi, you're here." Like, oh my gosh. And I started crying because it's like, I did miss them. I missed them badly, right? So it's like, how long have I been gone? You know? So maybe next time, you know, or at the end of this body or whatever, maybe I choose to go there or not, right? So I can, but it should be my choice. So this is the consciousness now that we're not going to get stuck in these cycles. Now, do I have cycles here? If not, I think we need to add cycles because I'm getting that they're possible for this group too. You know, that repeating, that loop, and that infinity sign, right? So it says like, ooh, you just do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. I'm like, no, let me out of here. I'm not doing it. It's like that revolving door in the department store. You just keep going around and around and you never, you know, get into the store. That repeat cycle.
With cycles, do you mean number of birth on Earth, or?
Well, it can be, yes, because when I go into people's timelines, I find that, you know, like just for example, like, okay, so a similar thing happened 3 lifetimes ago that is affecting you now in this life, in this clearing or whatever it is. And then I go, oh, and then 6 lifetimes ago, similar age, maybe even 2, and then 9 lifetimes. What's this 3, 6, 9? There's a pattern there going, right? So now the future, oh yeah, the potential life in the future now too. So it's already been set up that it's gonna come up again in another life. So it's like, no, no, thank you. I'm gonna cancel that cycle. I'm not owning this cycle. Yeah. I'm complete with the impact of that trauma. Whatever happened there is you know, we're just letting that impact clear. No longer affects me, not in this lifetime, not, you know, on any of the my timeline, the whole continuum. Canceled this repeating loop, pattern, cycle. It's complete. And by me being very bold about it right now, we got that to 0. So there's no cycles.
Group to 0? Or,
yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I'm about 88% on trauma. Okay, group mind virus. This is what we're talking about, where you know, people buy into what others say, right? So for going into a 5th dimensional higher frequency of vibration, anything that would have been over the you know, just accepting what everybody in the group does. If you said, no, I don't want, you know, that doesn't sound right for me, and you stood out being unique and, you know, individual, well, you're not part of the group anymore. So get back in line, right? But so we could have the group mind virus if we said, okay, fine, I want to fit in, you know, like when we were teenagers maybe, you know, so this could have occurred when we were not as conscious. It's like, well, I want to fit in. I don't want to be banished out of the family or out of my friends, my group of friends. I'll just go along with what my friends are doing then. Okay, fine. No. But nope, no longer. Maybe about 44. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to ask a question about cycles before we move too far past. Can cycles also relate to cycles within a lifetime?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, certain dates on the year on the calendar. That happened with me, for example. I certain thing happened on the same day, and I didn't realize it until many years later. It's like, wow, those things all happened on that same day. Or it could be, you know, like a parent died or somebody died, and every year on that date. Now, of course, your mind can still be going there consciously, but, you know, maybe you wake up and you don't even remember that that was the day, but you're feeling sad and depressed. And then later, oh, yeah, that's right. You know, that's what happened. But why did you wake up sad and depressed when that was your first thought, you know? Because you set a pattern every day, every year on that same day, you've been depressed, right?
So cycles would relate to a certain pattern of time. Like let's say you have a pattern where every time you do a certain type of thing, a certain negative response comes, but it's not necessarily in a cycle of like once a year or once, you know, on Christmas or, you know, on a special date, but it's just whenever you do that thing, something happens. Is that a cycle too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be on the calendar, and it doesn't have to be yearly or annually. I mean, it could be, you know, whatever, even like, you know, where the stars come into alignment on certain, you know, that could be every 4 years this happens or whatever, you know. I mean, that's a cycle too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so black magic is next, and we just talked about that too. So something that you actually create. But it's not, doesn't mean it's real truth, and it's just something that you just did, but it's not beneficial for you. So all these things have been against us from getting out of an average frequency or a frequency of fear. You know, the people who are in fear, they're still like, this is the black magic where they're talking like, oh, I'm so scared I'll get COVID or whatever it happens to be. I'm so scared. Yeah, my risk of chances are increased. I will wear my mask in my car. I'm so scared, you know. So this is black magic. They're talking against themselves because they don't have the ability to go any further than that. They're basing everything, they're basing their safety on outside influences. I base my safety on what I control inside. So let's see, black magic. About 64%, so we'll continue with that. Curses. So these are so you so whatever it's from like another person, but for some reason you believe in it too. You know, maybe someone yelled at you, you know, cursed you or shamed you, you know, oh, shame on you. Oh, don't let anybody ever do that. They're cursing you, right? What is a shame on you? You should feel guilty. Really? No, no, send that back. That energy is not mine. Doesn't belong to me. I'm not accepting that. Whereas children or people who are unaware still, like, oh no, and they take it on, right? So we could have taken these things on before when we really didn't. We needed that person in our life to feed us or something, right? So, okay. 43. Let's move into control energy, and this can be anything that puts control on you. So it could be a parent or, you know, a school, all the instructors there. It could be a religion telling you what is real and what's not real and how you should act and how you can't do this and can't do that. It could be your doctor saying nobody gets cured for, there's no cure for this. You will have this, you will be on this medication the rest of your life. Use it. No, that's your beliefs and thoughts. Those aren't mine. I do not accept your belief pattern or your belief cycle or your belief limited belief systems. No.
Can I ask you, Marlene, if I'm doing it correctly?
Sure.
Is curses cleared with me now? Can you check on that?
Okay, let's see. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, you got that they were clear, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing it correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good. Oh.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we're up to 67% here for everybody. That one moved pretty quick too. So we'll go back here in just a minute and see where we're at with everything. But just to continue, just keep the energy going. So yeah, the control energy. 70% clear there. Keep it going. Chords. Why did I put 3 there? Is there 3? I feel there's 1, but so it could be courting into another person that has different beliefs. Whoever that was, we just let that cord go. Yeah. Okay. Contracts. Again, contracts, rip them up. And actually you can just see them, flush them down the toilet, or you can put them in this like chute, like this trash chute. And you can just see the chute just being sucked out, being sucked down in the center of the earth and being taken care of. Just, let's see if our contracts are clear. 0, good. Atheist thought forms, that's when a person doesn't believe in their own spark, their own God spark, their own divinity, their own ability to heal, their own sovereignty and uniqueness. They just don't have a clue that they even have that, you know. Yeah, and a lot of times it's because of the training, you know, the schooling and the culture and so forth. Or sometimes too, if people don't, they don't heal or a clearing doesn't take for them, you might want to check atheist thought forms because they might be in some agreement or they're getting some benefit out of it. They just, no, I can't heal. I can't heal. I cannot change things. I have a client like that, and that's what we're working on, is her thought forms and so forth. So let's check. About 73%. We'll continue here. Timelines, emotional and energetic. So timeline's emotional. All right, so we can look at the amplification chart too, and emotions. Okay, so an event triggered from a previous trauma, usually from a past life, needing completion. So this is the timeline thing, right? So it's something that happened before, and we can check to see how many lifetimes ago was it. But for here, all you need to do is just intend that you're clearing the your emotional timeline. So this is something that you would have initiated or created, the way things are, and emotionally, that's where you felt about the whole thing, or you emotioned. Feelings are different. Feelings are like love, and I feel happy, and I feel, right? But emotions can be based on the past, things that aren't true. Fear is just lack of information. It's not false evidence appearing real just because it fits the letters. It's actually just lack of information. You just don't have enough. If you're scared of something, find out more about it and get informed, and then be in charge. The fear will go away right away. Okay, so emotional timelines. About 53%. Let's go into energetic. So these are things that in the energetic, so physical would be here in the 3D, but this energy can be on, you know, outside of the body. So sending the energy through that timeline, and again, you can even see it shooting down that timeline. Like so, it's like the time like in front of you and the time behind you. All right, so you can, and then in the current, right? So you can see it going all the way out to that end of the timeline and all the way back to that end of the timeline. So you can actually shoot the energy both directions. About 44% there. So we'll get agreements again in the same light as contracts, I believe, because if I made an agreement with somebody lifetimes ago, then that was in a whole different dimension. I'm not in that dimension anymore. So therefore, those are all null and void. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And these are verbal. So you can see them torn up, but these are verbal, so you didn't write any contracts or anything. So so you can just null and void. I cancel, clear, delete all contract or all agreements. Any agreement that I made that is blocking me from my full potential of my frequency of vibration and being in the 5th dimension, I've deleted those. I'm complete, totally complete with every agreement. And I choose who I make agreements with going forward, and making sure that, you know, do you really want to agree to that? Yeah, you can always just say, oh, I'll think about it. Because if you say things now that, like, to somebody, oh, we're going to get together and do this again next year. I had somebody say that. We were on a vacation with somebody who was, I knew he was taking this as his last trip. I knew it. He didn't say it, but I felt it. And so spouse I was with at the time, this many, many years ago, he said, oh, we're going to get together again and we're going to do the same thing next year. Let's start planning on it now, make the whatever. And I'm like, no, I can't participate in that. It may not happen. And he's like, oh, don't be a, you know, sour or whatever or something. I'm like, whatever. I'm not agreeing to that, right? So even though that was a nice thing or whatever, it didn't matter. You don't want to have old agreements out there like, yeah, I said I would meet with you again on this wherever. No, I didn't. So cancel all that. Okay, about 69%. Hatred. Now we're into all the different emotions. And so you may have some that others don't. You know, some of these may not apply to you or maybe any of us, right? So hatred is real low here. Like 93% cleared already. Let's just get that one out of the way. 96. 99. 100. Okay, so 0. Resentment. About 54%. Anger. 59. For unforgiveness. 22. Let's move it on. Blame. 44%. Continue clearing blame. Deception. 66% clear. Continue with that. Sorrow. 76. Bitterness. 'But you can see where these emotions can keep us pulled down, right? It just is, it's not of the light feeling. You can't continue to be bitter about something and feel love and joy at the same time. Right? So I heard somebody say, whatever it is, whatever the issue is in front of you or that you're dealing with, love it. Just send love to it, right? So you can't be angry with somebody that you're sending love to at the same time, even though they could be yelling at you. Send them love. Look at them, just say, isn't that interesting? And see how long they continue. Maybe you can get them to like mellow out without saying a word. 60%. Okay, anxious. 72%. Let's continue the energy there. Embarrassed. 67%. Hurt. Yeah, there's some hurt. Not fitting in or not being accepted. You know, because if you're different from your family, and it's only natural to feel that you wish that they were of a higher frequency too, you know, and you could you know, work with them, and if they're willing, right, they don't have to be ready, just willing to, you know, okay, do whatever, do whatever, I don't care, then fine, then you can work with them. But then too, they're going to have to do the things like Tracy was saying, some of the lifestyle, okay, just not dwelling, don't watch the TV all the time and get fearful, and, you know, doing some outer things themselves too. And some of that, some of your family may not go with that, you know, so it's, you could feel hurt that you may be separated from your family. But just know that everybody's chosen. their path. Everybody, even before they came, right? You kind of have your little deal of, okay, I'll come and this is what I'm going to do. But not to say that you can't change that while you're here. You can. It's not like you have one purpose and you got to do that one thing. You could, I decided to cancel that. I'm not in agreement with that anymore. That doesn't, you know, I can do something else that's beneficial, but I'm not gonna, that doesn't, I'll modify that and I'll serve in a different way, maybe even a better way, you know, but, and ask your higher self to give you insight and information about what it is that you agreed to do here. What did I agree to? %, continue with that jealous. That's like the very lowest on the scale, or it's a 16, right? So don't be jealous. %, 92, 98, good. Nervous, 80%. Let's just do 92 and then continue that. Sick. Say 90 and move on. Stressed. Continue that energy. Stressed. All right. No stress. We've already canceled anxiety or anxious, so let's cancel that stress agreement where the adrenals can be compromised and fatigued. We're getting out of that sympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight or freeze. No longer applies to me. I have a balanced parasympathetic nervous system. I can relax. Nothing has to trigger me. I can be in neutrality. Or above. Good. Oh, whee, there that was. Oh, wow, what are we getting here? Okay, neutrality. Well, neutrality is, you know, we want to be a little bit higher than that. It's not that bad, but it's, I am getting like weird symbols. What did I do? Briefcase. Huh? Okay, good. Glee. Glee is kind of like a, kind of an out of control happiness. So that's why it's on here. It's not as bad as, you know, some of them, but. Okay, so that one is good. Apathy. Okay, 59. Fear. $87. Very good. Crushed. 86. Greed. 1. Frustration. 74. Let's do D. Hatred. 6% cleared. Keep the energy going on that. Envy. And we don't have to be envious of anyone else. We're just as powerful, if not more, than anybody else. Unique and strong. Here's where we're going to cancel out any of that. You should be ashamed of yourself for wanting something more. Cancel, cancel, cancel. I can have everything I desire without feeling shame or greed or guilt. Five, okay. Seeds, embedding, and portals. These would be anchors. 30, move on, continue embedding. 21%, so there is anchors here. 2% clear. Walk-ins, human spirit, wormholes and seeds. I'm not getting anybody has that walk-in that's preventing them. No. Or a walk-in could be a zeta. Instead of a human, it could be a zeta, A4, and then anchors. They would leave. Am I getting any? No. Here's the reptoid. 5, okay. 33% clear, we'll continue with that. And here's the Zeta 4 itself, and yeah, that's there. So there's 23% clear. Reticulans. Let's just clear these. So this is dark energy that would contribute to blocking you. It's not necessarily that they're in your field, but the energy was, you know, like set in place there by this stuff. All right, 72, we'll continue there. Burrows. And I have been seeing burrower activity more than I used to. So that seems odd to you that I never found that before. Why am I rating this right? Maybe you are, you know, so it could be there. You know, burrowers, it's interesting. This could be a reason why, because they affect the respiratory system. So maybe with this virus stuff, it's come through because of that and affecting people there. Okay, 74% clear. Draconians. Okay, about 79% clear. Iguana. $34 demons. Energy. Usually if there's hatred and anger, that's the stuff they do. Anger, hatred, yeah. We had some of that. About 65%, we're gonna keep that going. Any ghost influence here? No, 0. Okay, so let's go back. We're just gonna go back here. Continue on. Continue to do the clearings here. Intending everything is getting to 100% clear. 8. I'm at 88 here. Bloodline. Yeah, I know that could be one that typically takes longer because I'm at 18% for the group. Demonic curses. Okay, so that's 0. Very good. We've got rid of those. Evil spirit curses. 88. So let's keep going there a minute. That's someone who was intentionally trying to harm you by holding you down. Oh no, that's not going to happen. Complete with that. 0. Trauma. 98. So let's clear that the rest of the way. Get that to 0. Group mind virus. 73. Black magic. 94. So you can kind of see how I work a whole chart myself, doing everything. Yeah, no more curses. Control energy.
So if you're working with a client, Marlene, is this how you do it? You talk through the chart, or you just do this while you're talking about other things?
Yeah, or, you know, you could do this if somebody's interested. Some people don't, you know, they don't ask many questions. They're not really that curious or whatever. So then you could be talking about other stuff while you're doing this, maybe on your own or on your, you don't even have to share the screen with them, but you're doing this.
Okay.
Yeah. Depends on who it is, really. With a parent or somebody that you know is 3D, I would not do this. You might scare them even more, put them in fear again.
So the other part of the session would just be them sharing or talking. I mean, I've had my own sessions with you. So this is going on. This is really the work. The reason they're coming to is this, but they might be talking about other things, which might give you signs of what to put on the list, you know, that you're into the clearing chart, right? So
yeah, exactly. So they could be giving you more clues as they're talking. So tell me more about that, you know. And yes, exactly. And I listen while I'm doing this for sure, and I'm picking up any clues that they may give me. Yeah, that can, oh wow, that's how that fit in there. Oh boy, I see why this one's stuck a little, you know, taking more longer, you know, and it gives you more perspective on it.
And if this doesn't clear in the time that you have allotted with them, what do you say to them then? Like, well,
they're probably going to need another session, or, you know, however you price the package. Maybe they got one session with you, but the package included this whole clearing plus something or whatever. So maybe the session time was over, but if they paid for the result, or the, you know, that this would be cleared, then you need to do it on your own after the session or some other time.
Okay.
To clear it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just like similar to the live streams, I don't get everything cleared in that 1 hour, 2 hours that I spend on the live stream with everybody. I start before, then during. I do a lot during. It really is beneficial to have them all there, right? And I do a big chunk of it, and then I do afterwards. I gotta check everyone, you know.
Continue, yeah.
Yeah, I continue. Okay, very good. Stop moving out. Emotional timelines. 77. 72. Zeroed out our agreements. Yes. Resentment. What's that? Oh, let go of anger, unforgiveness. Okay, good. 0. Blame. Very good. Deception. 0 that one. Sorrow. Okay. 0 sorrow. Bitterness. Complete with bitterness. 0 anxious. Yeah, these are clearing pretty good. Hurts. What's that video? It looks like where he's moving around there. Hurt. Okay, we're 0 here. Nervous. Good. Sick. 0. We're not sick. Apathy. Nope. Doesn't affect us. Fear. Okay, 0. Crushed. 0. Greed. 0. Frustration. 0. Hatred. Yeah, these are moving pretty quick. We've been doing the work here, I can tell. Good. Shame. $88. Okay, 0. Seeds. $50 here, embedding. 37, keep that going. Portals. 81% clear. Reptoids. 0. Any Zeta influence? 57%. Good, 0. All right, and reticulins. Okay, 0. And burrowers. 0. Draconians, 0. Moved quick, demons, 0. All right, so we're still looking at these 3. And where was I here? These 2. And bloodline. Up to about, oops, 20% here. Emotional timelines. Okay, so that's 0. And energetic timelines. 0. Good. We've just got bloodline going there. And some anchors. Let's check here. These are going a little slower, I guess. You want to be able to get these 100%, these anchors, so that nothing can come back. 40. All right, so we've got 0. Portals, yay. All right, so it's just those 2. And bloodline, huh? Okay, very good. So just continue intending that you are clearing everything out of your bloodline that would cause you to be less than 5th dimension. And getting any of these guys removed. Okay, so let's move on. So just continue there. So light of cell. So what we want to do here is activating the removal of dark energies dominating the body, which we pretty much already did. So let's just check to 100%, right? So what would we be at here? 94%. So let's, okay. So we are at 100%. Okay. Now, auric field, you want to clear your aura. So you can kind of do that yourself. You can just, see, layer 1, you want to clear the whole layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as it moves out. And then you can also see this as bringing the earth energy up through your feet, bringing you're grounded, obviously, and then bringing your earth energy up through the soles of your feet, up through the legs, and then up through the whole center, out through the top of your head. You're bringing this energy in, and then you're cleaning your whole aura with this beautiful earth healing energy, just seeing it spewing out the top of your head and just clearing out your entire aura, all 7 layers of your aura. And just let that shoot, just let it come up and just keep shooting and clearing until we're clear. Okay. That was good. So that, yeah, that was good. All right. So DNA, this is, and now like Tracy was mentioning the set point here. So this is to remove all DNA, holding your body to a lower frequency, not in line with joy, removing any darkness. Domination, suppression, and control. Again, that's the same hand movement. Remove all the DNA information. Okay, so let's just check. You know, there's only 2 programs right now around that because we already worked with the 7 programs in the first clearing. So this might be worded just a tiny bit differently. Let's just get that. So let's clear your set. Let's just intend that you're clearing your set point to 100%. And let's just check where we are right now as a whole on this. Right now, after we did the clearing, uh, 1714 is the frequency now as a group. So we've come up from 457 to 1714. Just from clearing all the stuff on that list, we decided we're complete with that. Not buying into that low vibe stuff anymore. It's not happening. So yay! Yes, yes, yes. So we certainly raised the set point. It's up to 1714 now, but actually we're not even considering it's going to be a set point. We're not to no limits, actually to unlimited. That's what we're gonna put it at, 1714 and continuing, right? So let's do it that way. Now, programs. Okay, 0 on that, so we can continue. I'll just say frequency set point. Oops. And I'll send this to everybody too, what we just did, so that you can have the updated chart here. All right, so now we've got this brain frequency upgrade. Now this, just the basic hand swirl, hand movement here, and just intend to get this to 100%, right? So if you want to see the brain split up in 5 different areas, you've got the brain stem, you've got the amygdala right up from that, kind of in the back, the right and left neocortex, and the frontal lobe. So if you just see the brain into those 5 areas, there's emotions can get stuck there. 4 of the areas are in the survival. 4 of the areas are in the survival brain, which is the brain stem. So there's 5 areas that negative emotions can get stuck into, but 4 of those areas are right in that brain stem, and 1 of them is just right up here, but that's the emotional brain actually, so that makes sense. It doesn't really get stuck in the 2 lobes or the frontal. So we're actually looking at clearing 4 areas back here in the brainstem and 1 here in the amygdala or emotional brain. So let's go there and really just seeing, doing the basic hand swirl and then just seeing that you're sending this beautiful healing energy. You can just see it going in, clearing up anything. You can see these as dark spots if you would like. You can see the 4 here and 1 here. See these 5 dark spots. Or maybe you don't have any, right? But if visualizing and seeing how many there are, and then sending in the gold energy into any dark spots, and then you could actually vacuum or suction them off.
Can I just ask a question about the 4 areas? So the 4 areas, and so there's 5 areas. So the brainstem, the amygdala, the neocortex on the left and right side, and the prefrontal. And then there's 4 areas within the brainstem and the amygdala. Is that what you mean?
Well, no, actually there's 4 areas where emotions can get trapped in the brain. So there's these 5 areas of the brain, but only 2 of the areas that actually process emotions
Okay.
or get stuck, that they can, yeah.
And within those two areas, that it's further divided into 4 areas?
Yeah, so within those areas, 4 of the black spots, if you want to see them that way, are in this brainstem or the survival reptilian brain area.
Yeah.
That's the oldest brain, right? And then one of those dark spots that can hold trapped emotions is in the emotional brain right here.
Okay.
So 4 in the brainstem, 1 right here. And so if you want to see if there's anything in those 4 areas or in the brainstem, and then anything in this amygdala area, just kind of see any spots if they come up, and then you can just like suction them off or just pluck them off and then send them down that dark chute. Where Mother Earth is going to transform and transmute that energy. So sending in the gold, beautiful healing energy here into any areas that may be trapping and negative emotions in your brain. About 86% there. Okay. Okay, very good. All right, so that was pretty good. We did get rid of a lot of the emotions already in that clearing, so that's great. And then setting the emotional state in a joy frequency to experience happiness in your body. So you're just gonna send in gold energy and intending that you are setting your emotional state to joy. So you can send it into your emotional state, whatever that happens to be. We've cleared the emotional layer of your aura, so that's clear. This should go pretty quick, actually. %98. Okay, good. So this is 100%. Nice. All right. So, no break. We're almost done. Sorry. Okay, bloodline. So clear your bloodline of painful family influence, tendencies to remove blocks to achieving the high vibration of both pleasure and joy more regularly. So you want to get that to 100%. And the bloodline, we're still working on bloodline. Up on this main clearing, let's see, 23. I'm going to let you guys continue to work on yours. You may get a higher percentage. You may be more complete than others. Who knows? Only about 53, 42. And so let's check as a group. About 34% right now. So you're going to want to continue with the ones that are in yellow. I'll send you the chart, and if it's in yellow, then just continue to clear on that. Now, we can go back to the slides. I'll stop sharing here and share the slides again. We did the brain. Okay. Bloodline, that's what we're working at. Okay, non-emotional observer and the gratitude. So we did mention about that. So, you know, like family, if you're seeing them and trying to help them, just saying, well, isn't that interesting? Or, you know, I can do what I can do, but I don't hold myself responsible. I can be responsive to this person, but I don't have to be responsible for this person, you know, regardless if it's a family member that you love or whatever. You can't take it on, right? They're choosing what they choose. You can assist them, but you can't help them. Okay, so just being the non-emotional observer, and then adding gratitude. You know, what am I grateful for? Yeah, diet here is things, you know, cutting out processed foods, meats, really, you know, fast food, packaged, anything unhealthy, fats, and so supporting your body, and then the mitochondria in the cells and for energy. Eating fresh, local, organic, lots of healthy veggies and fruits. Nutrient rich is what you're looking for here to lower inflammation. And toxins, of course, you want to remove, you know, as many as you can. I know environments, you know, you got to breathe and so forth, but doing what you can for getting shower filters or filters for your water in your home, drinking, you know, water that's been filtered, heavy metals, you know, when we do a clearing on heavy metals, I would suggest there's diets you can do around heavy metals too. It takes a while, but, you know, a few months you got to do that, but just be very, very vigilant about what you allow in your body, or what you're breathing, or, you know, putting yourself into like a swimming pool with chlorine. Once you get out, clear the chlorine. You know, just intend that you're going to clear this chlorine out of your body and clear it to 100%. If you get out of the pool, I mean, you got to live, you know, and do things sometimes, but limit your exposure to it. Household cleaning, ingredients, that kind of stuff. Yep. And then so minerals, electrolytes, supports the body, supports your energy level, overall vitality. A little lemon in your water in the morning will help cleanse the liver and get you going. Dehydration leaves a residue of toxins and emotional conflicts, and can leave a feeling of inferiority, and can affect your judgment. So then you could, yeah, just dehydration can leave you feeling that you don't have enough, right? Because you're lacking something. So you can feel a limitation or a lack because you're actually not providing to yourself, to your body, right? So just providing enough water during the day will have your body feeling that, oh, unlimited supply, right? Yeah, so that's instead of cutting yourself off, right? So supplements, you know, get some good ones, really. But yeah, look into what it is that your body requires. Muscle test to see what that is. Deep breathing, you know, your lungs require the oxygen, you know, sending it to your tissues, your brain. And so you can see it happening in inhaling slowly, holding it in, then exhaling slowly, and then holding that. And then waiting a couple seconds and then repeating it again. But last night I was in bed and I was getting, I need to be doing more deep breathing. I got that. I'm like, okay, all right, I got it. Thank you. So it's pretty much something we need to build into our daily routine and just kind of remember to do. So you can see oxygen transforming fatigue. You can see oxygen while breathing this in, transforming that fatigue, your gases in your bloodstream from blue to red, as it does in your blood, as it does in your lungs. So you can see the blue turning into red, and then new fresh life coursing through your body, inhabiting every cell, like cleaning, cleansing, clearing, activating you. Vitamin E can also assist you in holding oxygen in the tissues. And then good posture, another thing, notice how you're carrying yourself around, you know, how you're sitting. And when you're slumping, your organs just pile up in your midsection where they really can't function properly. So let them do what they're supposed to do. And stand up straight, like you know what you're doing. You're just projecting this beautiful energy. And inviting that energy around you. And then this is the drooping can make you feel sad and weak. Yeah, for sure. Improve your posture by laying on a hard surface for a couple minutes, if you have to, you know, a few different times a day. And this removes the pressure from your heart, liver, digestion, so the blood can circulate gently, easily, giving your body a fresh start. And gravity holds the body down, giving your appearance of age, confusion, illness. Anyone who's just slumping and, you know, they do look older. And you can feel sad or weak, lowered opinion of yourself, lower your frequency. Rest frequently when we're in line with nature, when we rest frequently, right? So Thomas Edison required only like 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, but he dozed off from time to time throughout the day. He would just close his eyes and then he'd make contact with the subconscious mind, which provided him secrets while he was asleep. So that comes in through the genius mind, the prefrontal lobe. So if you are one that gets tired after lunch, you can maybe try like taking a 10-minute nap or changing your food, whatever you ate. But you could just take a 10-minute nap and be full of energy for the rest of the afternoon. So it's, yeah, action, then relaxation. Just like breathing in, breathing out. Action, relax, right? It's a system, right? You need both. And then move forward to what you desire. Instead of relaxing and zoning out like all day, like you're on the beach and I don't have to do anything, whatever. Yeah, you do have to action, relax. So try moving forward to what you do desire. Go toward refreshment, new action, instead of resisting the situation that you might find yourself in. The multiverse is always moving forward. It's always being drawn to something. So instead of thinking how tired you are, think instead about how nice it is to rest. When you, yes, this is how it's beautiful it's going to feel and how refreshed you're going to feel and in the direction that your life force works. So don't fight nature, work with nature. And you do have access to a higher power. Woo, you're a child of the multiverse. How can you ever doubt the mind that creates and animates it? See that as the highest creature on this planet, you have access to all the power that you can understand and accept. And you have capability more than you realize. So act as though it were true, because it is. So just know it. Just keep that knowing always. Just keep that knowing in you. No matter what anybody else says or does. No matter what you hear on TV. No matter what. Bliss bath. Here's a little recipe for that. You can feel clean, centered, refreshed. Take it in the evening if you want for a great night's sleep. And it's a great detox for your energy too in your body. Yep. So it's an easy way to cleanse negative energy that you may have picked up during the day, or if you worked on clients. You can do that like every evening if you've been working with clients. It's great. You'll know this when you aren't feeling yourself or feeling overwhelmed. Important thing to do after your bath is to drain the tub, quickly shower off, wash your hair too. It's going to ensure that the toxins are completely rinsed off and don't reabsorb back into the skin. So whether you're absorb negative energy or not, this bath is great to cleanse and recharge your body and energy. And feeling refreshed the next day, you'll want to make it a habit. And then of course you want to make drinking water a habit as well. So yeah, I'm going to send this to you. So continue with bloodline and those anchors, and then also clearing the bloodline of to remove blocks to achieving the high vibration of both pleasure and joy more regularly. We were at 34%, now we're at about 37. So we'll just keep that energy going. And seeds, we were 53, about 55. Embedding was 42, 44. Bloodline was 23. About 25. So that's where we're going to leave that. I'll save it and then send it to you. Stop the screen share here. Any questions before we wrap up? Christine, I think you're muted. There you go.
Sometimes I feel like when you were doing that today, I feel tingling in one leg or the other from the knee down. What is that about? Yeah, so the channels were blocked, the leg channels, right? So the energy, the meridians or whatever could have been blocked. And now the tingling feel is like it's opening, trying to open up in that area. So you might want to see that earth energy coming up through the bottoms of your feet, or even going outside without shoes and putting your feet on the ground, or sitting in a chair and putting your feet on the ground and letting that earth energy come up through the soles of your feet and clean out those leg channels. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Very good. Any other observations or questions, or we can decide what date we want to meet next.
Where is our collective vibration now? I mean.
Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. We were 17, 14. I had my dog this high. He was the highest vibing dog there was. 18. We're not going to be stuck back in the 1700s, so I'm getting us up to current. Okay, so we're at 2020. Ooh, typing this here. 2022.
Yay.
Yes. Woohoo! Good job. 2022. Yes.
Is that our collective?
Yeah.
Frequency?
Yep. Yep. But you're all up there right now. Yeah.
Oh, we are all up there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Great. That sounds fantastic.
Yep. So do what you need to do with the things we talked about, the lifestyle pieces that you can do, and keeping your emotions centered and balanced and neutral. You know, if you can't be in love or above, then at least be neutral. And the bliss bath, and the just knowing that you have the higher power, your posture, standing straight, resting frequently, seeing the lungs, the oxygen coming in, the deep breathing, supplements, minerals, staying away from toxins, a good diet, and being in gratitude. Seeing things every day, just noticing, like, wow, every day, everything's getting better for me, and what a wonderful experience. I just woke up again to another beautiful day here in sunny Arizona, and I'm just so appreciative that I live here. This is my beautiful house, and all my beautiful surroundings, all supporting me to experience a wonderful experience today, culminating in a wonderful evening and a nighttime of rest and relaxation. And I'm so appreciative and grateful. Thank you. Yeah, and doing that as often as you see something, every time you see something, a beautiful flower, just know that it's given to you. It's that Fibonacci, spiral in there for you to look at and appreciate. Have flowers on your desk just for that, if you'd like, or crystals that I hold on to while I'm doing things, because they amplify and speed things up as you go. So yeah, I'm so appreciative of the beauty of these things. Every time I see them or feel them or hold them, it's like you can't help but feeling better. I've got rocks, all kinds of different things around me that can make me feel better just by looking at them. So, okay, Aurel, what's your schedule look like? When will you be back? How many weeks? Or
It's the same like the last time, 4 weeks.
So in 4 weeks from now?
Yeah, around 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks.
Okay,
Then I will be home again.
Okay, if today is the 20th, then
Yeah, it will be.
4 weeks from today is the 17th. Would it be past that?
Yeah, it will be.
So 5 weeks?
Yeah, fifth. Yeah, it's around from. I come home the 19th of August.
Okay, so if we did like the 24th, maybe?
Yeah, the 24th will be.
Did that work with everyone else? Maybe the same time of day?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, why don't we put that down? Monday the 24th. And we'll plan on that then.
Yeah, great.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. All right, so sounds great. And I'll send you this copy of the chart that we did today, so you have it, and just continue with bloodline. It's pretty much the only thing that's kind of left there, and a couple of anchors. So good job. Woohoo! Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. See if you notice the difference today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, same to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.